Hey folks, hi. This is a short walkthrough and Q&A if some questions come in for the challenge on Clubhouse. So in this challenge, it's an ideation challenge, and we are looking to find a feature X for Clubhouse that can help it differentiate itself from the other people who are entering the market. So Clubhouse kind of defined this category of audio chat, but today it finds itself becoming just a feature within much larger apps. For example, say Twitter Spaces, or what Facebook is trying to do, or what Spotify has plans for. Very similar to what happened to stories, right? Instagram kind of copied it from Snapchat and then made it the key feature, and it's just a feature within Instagram. So we want to see if Clubhouse can stop itself from becoming something like that, and differentiate itself or create new feature sets or do something totally different, so that it remains relevant as a product by itself and does not become an also ran, right? So it has immense backing funds and all of those things in place, but the product features is what we are more looking forward to. So in this challenge, what you need to do, and that is the brief from management, so to speak. I hope you like this scenario that is there. So by Monday morning, management wants you to give some answers in terms of what could be this brilliant XYZ idea, amazing idea, which is defined and ingrained in product. So when I say ingrained in product, what I want to be very clear on is that the idea cannot be, say, let's do marketing events, let's do publicity, let's do brand campaigns, or those kind of suggestions. Please stay away from, because it is a product design challenge, right? So something related. I'll give an example. So Twitter Spaces just today has launched a feature whereby you can live tweet during a Twitter Space session or a room, right? That is a fantastic kind of a product change that they are doing, but that's not like a feature. That's an incremental one. So you have to think a little bit more beyond that, and we are looking for slightly outlandish, slightly crazy ideas. We want you to go a little bit out of the so-called out of the box, because otherwise the ideas will be very, very similar in everyone's head. So just think as differently as you can think from what most other people will think, right? That is what is going to differentiate your submission from everybody else's. But I hope it's a very, very interesting challenge for you to pick up and solve. There are no restrictions or limits, just that one restriction, that it has to be a product idea, and that you have to justify why that idea should be picked, right? So you have to justify to management, why is this the idea that will make the differentiation for us, right? So if you want to look at inspiration, right, you should check out Snapchat. So Snapchat was a product which was dying, is what everybody thought. It was in losses, and Instagram copied everything that Snapchat does, but Instagram has its own set of people now, and Snapchat has its own set of audience, and it's doing remarkably well. It managed to do so not just by doing events, etc., which it did, but by creating amazing features, right? So the maps feature that it has recently kind of improved even further. That was an industry kind of first, very similar to what Foursquare did some time back. But that is the kind of thing that we are looking at, right? Something that uniquely defines the product, as well as ensures that the audience. So Snapchat audience is also slightly different, right? They love Snapchat for what Snapchat is. They're not going to go away. So the challenge is also about retaining existing users and attracting new users. So basically, we want Clubhouse to be the default app, so to speak, for audio chat. Can it be that? Will it be that? Is defined by the product feature set, is what we believe. And you are supposed to define that one new feature that you can add, which can help in doing that. That's all. A couple of announcements. Till then, if you have some questions, please drop them in the chat, or you can unmute and ask right away. I'll carry on with my announcements. So one is that there is a forum for each of you. I mean, there's an exclusive forum for all participants. Please head over there from the challenge page. The link is there. Also from our live page. And we'll be posting some interesting articles. We already started posting them. And these articles might help you in terms of, putting your thoughts together. So do follow this forum thread that we've created. Apart from that, this is unrelated to the Clubhouse challenge, but related to the last week's challenge on Zomato. So what we do is something called weekly conversations. On Saturday, we have casual conversations with everybody, and it's a public forum. But we especially invite participants from the previous challenges, to come on stage, right? So I hope that the winners from last challenge will be there. If they're there, then they'll be speakers as well. And we'll be just talking about Zomato, obviously about the IPO, obviously about its stock price and how it's moving, and also something related to the challenge, and in general, chit chat around food, etc. So it's going to be 30 minutes of fun conversations around product design, UX. centered around Zomato. But yeah, not really about the challenge per se, not about solutions and all of that, nothing of that. Fun, casual conversation, 9 p.m. tomorrow on Clubhouse. Do join in. You'll get the links directly from the live page, or you can head over to Clubhouse. The room is already created there. And I'll see you then. Any other any questions? If anybody has, please, you can unmute and ask somebody.
Hey Akshay,
Yeah. Hi.
are you able to hear me?
Who's this?
It's Harshit.
Hey, hi Harshit. Hi. Yeah.
Hi Akshay, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. You have a question?
Okay, so I went through the challenge details. So I have a few questions. If you can clear these out for me.
Sure.
So basically, we are looking for a feature X that can define or redefine Clubhouse, right?
Yes.
So what are the possibilities here? Is it like an additional feature that we are talking about, or are we talking about pivoting to different business goals altogether?
It could be either or. It could be either or. So the thing is, it has to be almost like a pivot. But I don't want to bias you. Like, as I give you an example, right? So the Twitter Spaces example. Now, this is a great feature, right? What they're doing in Spaces is they're giving live tweeting options. It is not a redefining feature, but it is a great feature. So this is not a feature X. So how I'm defining feature X is by defining what feature X is not. So any incremental feature is not going to be considered a feature X, right? Any small nuance, small addition, doing what the competition does. Something that will redefine. When I say redefine, is like, okay, Snapchat. Let's take that example. History has been kind to us with examples. So for Snapchat, stories was a redefining feature, right? Obviously, there were market forces that didn't allow it to become the property where stories happened. That became Instagram space, and they took over that space, and they did it very, very well, right? But stories is a feature X, right? Stories is a very clear feature X. TikTok is a feature within now Instagram. Reels is not a feature X within Instagram. But if that was the case, if Instagram was the original, were the original guys who created Reels, then that would be a feature X, because that kind of defines what Instagram is, right? Today, it was not the case. So today, what defines Clubhouse is audio chats. But that is true for Spaces. That is true for everybody. It's just like a plain. And the problem with Clubhouse is you have only audio chat, right? So the real concern is, without this feature X, Clubhouse will die a death. Not a death, but yeah, it might get acquired and it might become an also ran. That is what you need to prevent with your feature. You need to see whether that feature that you're suggesting can actually stop that from happening. Yeah.
Right. So I think that Akshay, that takes us to our next question.
Yeah.
So because it's Clubhouse, right? It has its own framework, existing framework, right?
Yes.
In which it functions, right?
Yes.
So does this particular feature, right, have to be independent or dependent on the current framework?
When you say framework, you mean the set of audience or the app frame? When you say
I'm
framework,
talking about,
what do you define as framework?
Exactly. Framework basically means that right now we are looking at a Clubhouse as an audio only application, right?
So you have freedom on that. You can redefine that framework. Definitely, you can read it. In fact, I would love to see redefinition of the framework. And I think I've given you a hint there. So
no worries. I think
defining the framework is actually the challenge. To be very honest, we kind of got what we wanted to say. But yeah, I don't want to.
Now, but wait, actually, there's one more question, and this is a kind of in recent articles, Clubhouse has been in news because of the privacy issues and the data, as per se. Now, this question is, how open are we in leveraging the user data, and what types of data are we having? Are we having to leverage it?
Let that decision be management's. You have to just present your idea, and you have to back your idea with solid rationale that this works. Now, let that decision is management's, right? Whether if your idea is around, now I'm guessing, around something to do with user data and how to leverage that, let management take that call, because anyway it's not your decision. Your decision is around the product idea. Fine enough.
Got it.
You have
I
to
think that to
make a solid case for it that it makes sense. So I'm assuming you're going to do something with the user data and redefine something. Let management decide whether that is fine for them or not. You have to give your idea. You have to give your validation. That's it. In fact, the point on privacy is very interesting. So the minute I created that room on Clubhouse for this session, I got a call from Dubai number. I was shit scared. So there are valid concerns. They're not just for the heck of it. And I can never get a Dubai number call. So I was very
actually, I was just researching for it, and I got this, and I was like, I need to ask this question.
Yeah, fair
so
enough.
That's it from my end.
To be very honest, privacy can be a feature X. Unfortunately, nobody really cares that much about it. But yeah, that line of thinking can work out. I mean, it's fine. I mean, you're on the right track. I can kind of get where you're headed. but no more hints to the others. I hope. I hope.
No, it's completely fine. It
But
was
good
just a
questions.
learning process
I
for
think
me.
that will help a lot of people. What is and what isn't feature X, and if you want to take big calls, yes, you have to give something that will make management take big calls. So it's their job to take the call, yes or no. Your job to pitch the idea. Okay.
Okay. Thanks,
All right.
Akshay. That's it from my
Great.
side. Yeah.
I hope to see some of you or all of you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. It's going to be a nice conversation. थोड़ा सा अलग from all of this that ये challenge वाले से थोड़ा सा अलग हटके होगा. Maybe we might find a few different people also joining in. And I'll see you then. Thank you so much for joining in. Any other questions, please drop them in the group or the forum or the page itself, and we'll be happy to answer them. Okay. Thank you. Good night and have a good weekend. And I'll see you tomorrow for those who are joining in. Bye bye. See you.